Welcome back to Road to Kerbin. This is episode, I think, 4 now. Please tell me how you think it's going, if you think the style's okay, if you want to change the format or anything like that. So, last time we basically went into Strategia, I think it's called, the mod, and it gave us this task here, which was, thank you, whoever you are, Gene Kerman. So, it gave us this task, which was to land probes in 3 different biomes of Armstrong, because we'd also got this start exploring mission for Armstrong. So we think Armstrong is the big thing that's either orbiting. Well, we think it's a moon. We think Armstrong is a moon. We think it's the big thing. So this episode's all going to be about Armstrong. We're going to try and get to Armstrong. We're going to try and figure some stuff out about it. We're going to know a little bit about science, about how we would figure out how far away Armstrong is, and of course, there's a bit of possibly maths, but I'm not going to do much maths, I think, in this episode. So let's roll the titles and then let's get to Armstrong. Right, so a little bit speedy up to start with. We're going to be putting together a craft. We're going to we're calling this the commendable one. You see, A, B, C. We're on C now. This is going to have this nice little cargo storage bit in the top, and I played around a bit with solar panels and transmitters in it, but I didn't really like it that much. But we're going to basically build a 2-stage rocket, sort of same diameter on both stages. We're going to send it up, put it into orbit, I think, and then we're going to look at getting it to Armstrong, because I'm not entirely sure what we're going to need to do there. So the final stage is going to use that little engine on the top there, which is quite efficient in vacuum. Bottom engine is going to be a swivel to get us there accurately. I basically have a look at it, and we decided to go for black. And then we're going to put some fins on just to give it some stability early down, and plus also it can stand on them on the launch pad, which I think is really important because we don't have any launch clamps at the moment. And then I'm just going to put some antennas on the top, just because I'm not sure on distances right now, so we're going to overdo the antennas. So let's get going. Right, so we're just going to launch as quickly as possible, and we're going to try and get this up into orbit. The first aim here is get to orbit. Then we can think about trying to get to Armstrong, or even actually looking at Armstrong. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get this to orbit, then we're going to do a bit of a for science section, and then we will open the tracking station and see about Armstrong and just, see exactly what we've got to be doing. I am actually just going straight up here, and I should really be turning over a bit, so let's just turn a bit. Let's turn a bit more. I want to turn quite a lot, in fact. I think we need to turn quite a lot, quite like this, a bit more, in fact. More. Bit that way. Obviously, I'm guessing Armstrong is going to be on the equator sort of route. We are spinning. That's not good. Why am I spinning? I don't need to spin. I don't want to spin, in fact. Let's just get down like there. There we go. Get to there. Right. Oh, is that a bit low? Is that let's stop it there. We're almost out of fuel on the first stage, and we've got a funny spin developing, which is odd. Yeah, so we had a strange spin. This is future me talking now, because I speed this a little bit up. I'm going to do a little bit of speeding up in this episode, just to ease it out a little bit. Yeah, we got a little interesting spin, and we just stabilized it with a little burn. But back to me, I think. What we'll just do is we'll just do that until we get close to, I don't know, 75, 80, 85, 90, 80. What's it going to give me? 2 before the stage burns out. Okay, so I say 80 is good. So let's pop that. We don't want to put the engine on yet. So let us just prop the craft to about here, and then start that engine up just a little bit, and that's going to pull us down. So now what I can actually do is I can actually try and rotate this whole craft a little bit and make my control a little easier. So we just need to get into orbit first with this, and it's got a big bunch of fuel. So, well, Delta V. It's got a big bunch of Delta V, so I'm not too worried, because as long as it's in this system, the amount of Delta V required to get into orbit, I know is worked out last time. It's not a huge amount. So that means that as long as this is future me again, as long as we have a decent amount of Delta V, we should be okay. And again, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, because it's just a tedious little slow level burn. I hadn't realised I was burning so low on power there, and then I did. Anyway, back to me. So we do have to actually get quite a lot of Delta V out of this, and I'm actually worried I've left this too late now, so it might start falling. So I may have to pull pull back a little bit, give us a little bit of that. Gives a little bit of that, just a little bit of upward velocity there, just to balance it out. And there we go, we've got back to level pegging, and we're just going to do that, and then we're just going to do that to there. Wonderful. So there we're going to come into orbit, and any second, cut it. Right, so in orbit, I was yet to realise that I didn't have any signal at certain points in the orbit and what that would mean. But before that, let's get some science done, because we really need to know how far out we need to travel to get to this moon, Armstrong. So I think it's time for a very quick sciencey bit. Right, sciencey time. So we want to know how far away our moon, Armstrong, is from Rhode. And we can see this in actually the Earth-Moon system and how it's been done in the past. So the ancient Greeks actually came up with the idea of, well, they came up with a couple of ideas. One of them being the idea of parallax, the idea of using parallax. Because the idea was that stars in the background are pretty much reasonably fixed, depending upon where you are on the planet, at a certain time. But the moon, because it's closer, will actually appear to be in slightly different position compared to those stars. So what they said was, if we position two people on the surface a set distance apart, we can use the stars and we can use the position of the moon, and we can actually create an idea of the angle between the moon, the stars, the Earth. And you can actually see on the screen here, I've taken just some random examples off the internet, because there's loads of different diagrams for this. You can do it without the use of the stars. In actual fact, you can actually just use basic trigonometry, two people stood on the surface of the Earth, and measuring the angles between the using a spirit level, the ground level, and the moon, and so forth. And you can do that to figure out the distance as well using trigonometry, but it's very simple. It's very simple Pythagoras theorem when you've finished, and trigonometry to calculate angles and distances from it. So I'm not going to go into it too much this week, but that's how you can do it. The other way is to actually use eclipses. We're not going to do that because we're in a binary system, and eclipses are a little bit weird there. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's get back to getting to this moon, shall we? Right, so a bit of science out of the way. So we're now looking in the tracking station. You can see this is the first time I've ever actually come in here. So Gene is saying something to me. I'm not going to read that. That's too much information. Right. So we can see our current craft. There was Commendable 1. There we go, just around there. So we're in orbit. Above that, we've got the Artful 2. Where's the Artful 1? Oh, that would be the Artful 1 there. So let's go out. Let's just slowly just pull it out. So there's something else orbiting outside us, okay? And that is Armstrong. That is not Armstrong. That's Lua. Lua. That's Lua. That's the one that we also could have had a mission for, but we decided against. I don't want to go to Lua. We're not going to... Right. So where's... It's the green ring, Armstrong. Please let the green ring be. It is... Alright. So how high are you? What? You're 8,000... Oh, go. 8,500,000. And you're not circular. Are you elliptical? I don't want to see. Oh, there's something else there I don't want to look at. Are you on an angle? You have an inclination. Right. I don't know if I can actually set maneuver nodes, but that's going to be interesting because it looks, if I can't see it, if I can only see that one. So, right, let's go back to the craft. I think we're going to try and get a flyby. That's really nice looking orbits there, actually. Anyway, right, to the craft. Right, here we are with the Commendable 1. So let's have a look in the map, because I can finally look. This is the first time opening the map view in the craft window. So I want to go for you. Can I target you? Oh, I can, because we've upgraded the... Oh, good. Right, this is going to be so much easier. I should maybe do it blind. No. You've got the skill. You've done it now. Everybody can see you're the series and see that you can actually do this. But it should be around here, I'm guessing. Alright, so I'm going to speed you up this bit because I started playing around quite a lot with maneuver nodes. Before I came up with a realization, first of all, you will have noticed there when I created the maneuver node, I got a little bit of a Lua interaction, which I wasn't happy about. I also... signal. I'd completely discounted signal. Signal was going to be a big problem for me, actually. I had really underestimated the difficulty that Signal was going to cause, because although I can create maneuver nodes, I can't do anything with them. So let us see how that goes, shall we? No, we've just dropped out of range. That is annoying. Okay, so we're going to see if we can do this. Now, actually, if I remember rightly, you can't actually get rid of maneuver nodes once you've done this stuff. So, well, this will be annoying anyway, so let's just... I can't fly the engines. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. I completely agree with that. That is fine. So now we've got to basically keep going round until we've got Signal at that point. Okay, which I think will be very soon. Yeah, so I decided to make an inclination change because, you know, I identified that the moon was on an inclination, and that took so much time just because of Signal and positioning. Really need to think about that. Good, another one for you. Do you want me to keep these bits like this while I'm doing it, or do you want me to just fast forward through it and talk over the top? So the problem we've got is that, yes, I can actually change the orientation of the craft, but I can't fire the engines and I can't do anything like that when we are not in Signal. So that's quite cool. I quite like that. So that is actually doing what I wanted. So it's a bit more realistic. So I need to put a comms network up at some point. I just missed that burn entirely. That was terrible. I can't afford to wait. Ah, maybe that's our target. That's maybe our target. That would be good, wouldn't it? That's close enough. You know, this is our first flyby. I'm not going into a perfect orbit. I should have probably not even bothered doing that. Right. So where are you now? You're there. Oh no, that isn't. That's Lua. So that's Lua. So what is that? What are you? Is it? I don't know. That must be the other. There's a lot of things. I suppose I do have a different skybox on, so maybe that's what I'm picking up. But anyway. Right, so at this point I go back to trying to plot my course to the moon, or to Armstrong. And I've now learned a lot about my Signal difficulties, and yeah, one of the big things I figure out is that, or the big reasons I don't do my first burn when I really plan to, is because Lua is in the way. Lua is in the way of every attempt I do, and also I have to wait for the KSC to rotate a full, like multiple orbits around the planet before I can actually line it up with that moon. So it actually takes days and days and days of time warping to get to this point. It is actually really, really draining, shall we say. However, and you'll notice we've got a beautiful alignment of all our moons there. Yeah, you can imagine what's about to happen, can't you? Yeah, there's a pattern there. Right, let's get this sorted out. Right, while we wait for our planets or moons to align, I suppose you call it, we've got some science coming. I think it came from our Artful 2 or 3. I'm guessing it's gone into interplanetary space, or it's found something really interesting by accident. We got some random science back for it, so we're going to spend that. I haven't looked at where it's going. So let's have a look. I think I'm just going to go for basic science, because I think we need some more science stuff, because we're hurting for science. Plus also I quite like this radar altimeter sensor, because then I can get a map of the actual planet that we're on, which would be quite nice. Let's go and see where this craft's at, and if we can actually send it on its way finally. Right, so finally we have the KSC just on the horizon there when we come close to the Armstrong sort of escape position that I want to be in. So I'm going to put a maneuver there, which I can do. How is that possible? I thought you couldn't. Oh, you can't get rid of them. Right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to hope and hope and hope and hope that we can actually get an encounter, because I've been getting encounters with Lua. Yeah, get out of my encounter. Get out of it. Go on, get out. Right, okay, you're there. So can we just move you a smidgy? Oh, that takes me out of the Lua encounter. That's good. I just want to hang. There we go. That's nice. So if we just zoom in on you. So what we can do is, because I've zoomed in now, I can modify my maneuver node a bit. Let's have a look. Do I have that ability? Oh, I do. I want to come now. Whoa, that's very. Ooh. Now we'd better see this in a telescope, so I'm going to let myself look at this. We can see you a bit though, so we'll just do that. We don't want to hit you. We want to come close, but not hit. There's going to be a flyby. It's not going to be a die-by. Die-by? Flyby, die-by? I hadn't even thought about that. It's good. Right, so we've got that. So let us see. Can we orientate ourselves? we can. So we can get ourselves orientated, which is great. The reaction wheel, I forgot how weak the reaction wheel is on this craft. We need RCS, we need reaction wheels that are stronger. That would be really good if we had that. I think that would be really nice. So, yeah, come on, get in. You know what, let's just do that. Right, so we've got 45. Whoa, bright light, I'm like a gremlin. Right, we've got 45 seconds of burn on this. And then we've got it. So, let's get ready for this. So, this planet, this moon, Lua, that we know about, it is getting in the way of everything. It is such a problem to get around, particularly when you have to launch into orbit. I wonder if it's like tidal lock, because it seems to be every single time I came around, it was like involved in something. It was just in the way. So I wonder whether it's actually, is it the same position over the planet? Because it always seems to be in my burn out when I'm going from the KSC. So that may mean that I'm going to have to get relay systems as soon as possible, because that's just going to cause constant problems, which is very annoying. I'm getting zooming. So it's a nice looking little craft, actually. It's a little probe. I quite like that. Quite cute. I quite like the little sort of, you know, it's not too Kerbally. It's a little Kerbally. It's mini Kerbally. It's Rhodian. It's Rhodian. We are the Rhodians. This is Rhodian design philosophy. We've gone black. I'm not entirely sure why we've gone black. I quite like it though. It's sort of, I'm going to say stealth, but we're not really trying to hide from anybody, are we? Probably should have been watching where I was going. Oh, that's good. So let's just do a little. Oh, how exciting! Got very close. There we go. That was accidental. I thought we'd actually going to crash or something there. Right. I guess it's time for speedy up time warpy bit. Well, am I okay? Where's the sun? The sun is there. I don't even know what you're called. Suns. The suns. Big sun, little sun. I'm sure I'll zoom out at some point and we'll figure that out. But I don't want to do that and see the other planets and things until we've actually discovered this. So I'm trying to be honest with myself a little bit. Right, so future me again. I'm going to speed this up because we're just basically rushing through space right now to try and get into this flyby position. You'll see there we just skimmed Lua again, and then we come close. We come into the sphere of influence of Armstrong. I think it would probably have been a lot easier if we'd have actually gone for the Lua missions first. But you know, hindsight is a wonderful thing. I thought the big thing was Armstrong. Anyway, let's go ahead on with this. Let's see. I don't know how long it is until we're going to go past it. I'm very tempted to see if we can actually orbit. I would really like to see about orbiting. All right, we've got credits. Does that mean I've finished the task? Right, complete the contract. We have got, hurrah, huzzah, there is no such thing as the final frontier. You're absolutely right, this is Armstrong, it's not the final frontier. So, world first, what does that say? You've recently accomplished our first space program and have attracted contributions. You've gathered first scientific data from Armstrong. Oh, we got a bonus, we've got like double, because we've got that thing, haven't we? Oh, the bonus, the money's rolling in. Look at that. Oh, we've actually paid for the, oh, we've got enough science for that. Right, I'm going to jump out of this and see if there's a mission that we can do while we're actually in the sphere of influence of Armstrong, because that would be quite cool. Right, we have missions we can do at Armstrong. We can orbit Armstrong. We can scientific data around. I don't want to give scientific data around Rhode. I've already done that. You know what? I'm doing it again. Right, so we've got our contract to get into orbit now around Armstrong, and I thought, you know, this is going to be easy. It's got loads of delta V, really simple. One of the big things I found was actually the stars were really annoying because they're really quite bright with this skybox. And you'll see you only actually make out Armstrong once you're hidden by it. You can see the tiny little star there of the pair. I'd love to know their names or a little bit about them because I think they're really quite cool. And we'll figure that out in the future. So I came along and I get to the periaps point. You can see there's a bit of interesting ground scatter sort of things developing because of whatever, you know, ground scatter mods are working with. And you'll notice I don't have signal. Yep, that's right. No signal. No signal right when I needed it because, of course, the moon is in the way of Rhode. So we've got Armstrong blocking Rhode. And by the time we get signal again, there we go. We stick our engines on. We've gone well past here. So we're going to get into a bit of a horrible situation where we may potentially, if we don't do anything, hit the moon. What I do know is that a radial inburn should probably fix that. Right, we are now in an orbit of sorts. Oh, have we done it? Have we done it? Have I got my money? Have I got my money? Huzzah, there's no such thing as a... That's exactly the same line we had in the last one. I don't think that's very fitting. Right, so we have now collected a few more contracts. I've cut it out so you don't have to see it. We collected a few more contracts, primarily the landing contract on Armstrong, and we got some other sort of test contracts on the launch pad because I can roll those out. I may show them at the start of the next episode, I may not show them at all, but they just get us a bit of cash. So now I'm thinking, right, I want to land. And I start to think, where do I want to land? I see this sort of gorge, but as soon as I've done that burn there, I see this sort of gorge slash in the side of the surface there, and I think that's actually really, that's a place I want to land. It looks reasonably flat. The rest of the planet, the moon looks horrendously sort of lumpy. So we position ourselves in the normal, we do a normal burn, and we just work it out. And at this point I realise I don't know if this moon actually rotates. I don't know what the speed of rotation is or anything. And I'm starting to realise that it's very small and it has obviously low gravity because I've got tons of delta V here, and we're not travelling fast and we're really close now. We're not accelerating at a rapid rate. So we're just going to bring it down. And all I can think is this is actually going to be hopefully a really easy landing. I've really overbuilt this craft. So with that in mind, in future, this should actually be easy. I'm going to have to look back at this video and just see the delta V that we used for this, because I can't imagine it's going to be difficult to put Kerbals on this moon. I can't imagine it's going to be difficult to put anything on it, but we could maybe mine it, because this is potentially a nice little mining colony. Apart from the inclination, it's close to the planet, so that would be quite a cool thing to do if we're going to have to travel out further and get a bit of science in the mining. But let's land it, shall we? Right, are we going to just touch down? I just want to touch. Oh, there we go. Just hold it there. Just stay there. Wobbly wobble. That's all I want to do. Just stay there. That counts as landing, does it? Wonderful. Have I collected science? Because how long does my science take? I've got to stand here for 3 minutes. Okay. Right. So we've got gorges. Do we go for all of them? I think we go for. I think we see if we can get any more. So what's the other one? Slopes and. Well, that looks like it's a slope. That's a slope there. We just pop it over there. It's an idea, isn't it? Right. I'm going to wait for a little while, speed you up this bit, talk, whatever, and I'll probably, don't know, see you when we start off for the next bit. Right, science is done. Let's get out of here. The other way, please. Yeah, that way. That way, that way, that way, that way. Well, I think we're going to aim for that there. Oop, come up. Back. Oh god, I've rotated the craft and it's annoying the hell out of me. So let's just rotate again. Let's get this sorted. Let's do it. I think that's the wrong way around, actually. Oh, so professional, aren't we? We are so professional. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Right, so just before we started to go back down, I actually managed to hit the right button and fire the engines a little bit, give ourselves a thrust. If this was a bigger moon, we'd be dead now because it would have hit the ground before I managed to do that. So yeah, the idea here is I'm going to bring it down onto this steep slope, or this slope. The idea hopefully is, and I start to look at it, and obviously I could say at this point that I planned this. To be fair, we're not going to die even if we come down at a stupid angle, are we? In fact, it's probably better to come down at a stupid angle at this point, because this thing is pretty actually heavy. Oh, wrong button. Whoopsies. Right. Yeah, obviously that was planned. I meant to do that. I made it sound as though I didn't, but I obviously did mean to do that. This is going to be textbook. It's going to be a textbook landing this time. Textbook landing time. Textbook landing. Yeah, I think you know this is going to be perfect. Everything is planned and organized. It's like NASA. NASA does everything so planned, doesn't it? You know, we're just going to drop it on its end. There we go. Hold it upright, please. Upright, upright. I don't want to fall over. I don't have enough reaction wheels to get back up. I suppose this solves the problem of sciencing and staying balanced. Let's see, how's the science doing? It's running. Alright, we may not get two here. This could be sacrificial, so we'll just let this run. And then I think we're going to go for the big one, which is going to be taking off with this. I think we should be able to do this. The vectoring on this engine should allow us to do it. Let's speed that up a bit. I don't want to speedy time warp this up too much, but let's just go for it. So any steep slopes or highlands, that's what we're looking for, right. And that's going to be transmitting, so ahoy, that was easy. Probably be a good idea if I climbed a bit, because that is quite steep. Oh, that's the ones, these are the ones I want. Oh, these are highlands. Oh, these are highlands. Alright, oh. Too eager. Right. Still on highlands? Right, okay. We could do highlands here. This would get me out of having to do more on this thing. I may have still got signal. We've been so lucky with the signal. It's going to drop the signal out because I'm going to be over the mountain now. Right, so now we just want to go to this side, do a little burny. I don't really care if this blows up now, as long as I land a bit. Oh, that's not what I wanted. See, wrong key again. I need to change my key bindings, because that is actually just annoying. I should really not have them that way. Just force it down, just slow down. I'm in a hurry, because I'm actually concerned now about signal, because if the signal, I know that planet is rotating, I know this is moving, if that signal goes, I'm doomed, because we do not have a relay system, we don't have anything. Signal is the killer. I think actually getting the biomes on Lua must be hard, because if that is tide locked or anything like that, because it looks as though it's in the same position in relation to the Kerbal Space Center, I think you could actually just get it by launching straight up actually from the KSP. In fact, we sort of did, didn't we? Yeah, I think we went near it with our first sort of blast into the past, as it were. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Right, I'm 100 meters up. This is the one. We're going down. It's going to be nice and smooth. I'm just going to do it. Just going to pop it down. Off we go. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's a nice view, actually. Probably a little bit of slowing down would be required at some point, you know. At some point, sea monsters, that would be a good idea. Just that's the wrong button. We're now pressing the kill the speed button instead of the actual speed button. Right. Oh, we're going down again. There we go. We just lie down. Just lie down. It's better. It's better this way. It's better this way. This is the best way to do it, on a hill. Yeah, so there we are. We're down. It's lying on its side. We've got quite a bit of delta V left. We could do some more exploration, but I think there's only one biome left here. So we're getting towards the 28-minute mark on the video, and I don't want to go on for too long, so I think we're going to end it there. I'm going to think about maybe bringing this back. I'm going to think about maybe moving it to another biome, but I'm not sure. Why don't you tell me in the comments down below? Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like it, and until next time, have a great one.